Well, I first called Canine Control because Max was a puppy who was always escaping from the house. If he got out the front door, we'd have to chase him, get in the car, and go find him. He was chewing a lot of my stuff inside the house. So I called, and Donovan came and did an evaluation with his dog, and he showed me all the things his dog could do, and I thought that my dog would never do any of those things, but I figured I had to give it a try because I was really concerned about Max's safety. So we started doing the training, and it became apparently pretty quickly that it was working. After only a few months, now he's really doing everything that I want him to do. He's a really easy dog to be around. I can take him outside. If he does go out the front door, I know he's not going anywhere. He wants to know where I am all the time. He's not escaping from the house. He's not chewing our things, and it's really just made everything a lot easier, and it's been a really good experience.
Go ahead.
My main concern was that the dog just didn't run away and get hit by a car. I mean, he does a lot more other things that are great, where you put him in his place and everything else, but the most important purpose is to keep the dog safe. It's been taken care of. That was my main thing. You know, he's not chewing up things either, so we're in good shape.
Good.
You know?
Good. How do you feel about the program?
It's well, you know, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's well set up. It's well structured. You know, it was nice and easy to work with because you know, you guys would come by. You know, it's once a week where you come here where the dog is in his surroundings, better than us just dropping them off and picking them up like daycare. You know, it's better off. I think it worked out easy. It's easy for us to work with. You know.
Good. And I know your wife seems pretty happy. I've talked to her about everything, but you know, if you had to recommend everything, the whole service to someone, you'd feel comfortable recommending one of your friends to us?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's, everything was easy to work with. Wasn't expensive, you know, and we did what we had to do. So.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys.
Thank you.
This is the case of Kim and Max. How old is Max now?
About 14 months.
About 14 months. And how old was Max when we first signed him?
8, 9 months.
He was about 8 or 9 months. And I can, correct me if I'm wrong about this. I remember the list of issues we had. He was escaping the property, jumping the fence. He was running away. He was, some issues with destructiveness. Would you, in a fair assessment of it all, would you say that we've solved most of those problems?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's easy now.
You're able to take the dog outside with no leash on.
All the time.
He listens to all your basic commands. The problems in the house seem to be diminishing with the chewing, and he doesn't escape from the yard anymore.
Nope.
He doesn't escape from the yard anymore. You said Max is 15 months?
Yeah, just about.
15 months old, and he was a rescue?
Yes,
You got him
from North Shore Animal League.
From North Shore Animal League. Do you feel that we did a good job with explaining everything to you as we went along?
Definitely. It made it very easy to understand. That way I could, if I had problems myself, I could kind of train him the same way as you taught me for different problems.
Well, that's our philosophy. Our philosophy is that if you don't go through the program with the dog, you're never going to understand the basic mechanics of how the dog learns. And even if we train the dog for you, the dog's training would eventually evaporate, and you wouldn't have the know-how or the tools to maintain the training.
Right.
In addition, once you understand the fundamental principles of the training, you're able to kind of modify and customize the training yourself a little bit. For instance, when you said to me that everything looked great, but there was a point when you mentioned to me that when you went on a long trip, a 4-hour drive, the dog was somewhat of a nuisance in the car. So we taught the dog a command to go into the back of the car and to stay there. And how's that been working?
Great. He goes right in. Sometimes I have to remind him, but he'll go right to the back, and he stays in the back of his truck, of our truck, and he's fine.
Yeah, you have like a hatchback with a small area in the back, and
he's
he's
not in
learned.
the trunk.
No, but he's learned that that's his area.
That's his spot. We put a blanket there for him. We put his ball or whatever, and he stays back there the whole ride.
And that's much better. I mean, for safety, you have children, you're driving. I mean, first off, it's annoying. Second off, it's a liability. Just for everybody's safety, that the dog's not in your lap or under your feet when you're driving. And it really didn't occur to me until you mentioned it.
Right. Well, that was our first trip with him. First time we took him upstate, and it was a big pain in the butt the first time, but now it's easy.
you know, I would consider. So when you guys take him upstate, and then he's in a completely different environment with their animals, wild animals, and different smells, and you know, guys live in the suburbs, and most of the training was conducted here. Do you find that the training holds up in the country there?
Yeah, he did really good. He was really good.
You know,
and he loved it because I didn't have to hold him on the leash all the time, so he could run around and still be kind of in a bubble around me where I knew I could still control him. But he had a great time.
So generally speaking, even when you don't tell him what to do, he kind of sticks close
Yes.
to you now.
Yes.
Like
he's always looking to make sure it's okay what he's doing. You know.
That's good. And I mean, as far as like, you know, our reliability for showing up and delivering what we promised, would you recommend the service to somebody else?
Definitely. I have.
I really appreciate that. You know, Kim, thanks a lot. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
confidence in us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta get.
Sit.
Leave him there. Don't sit and walk in front of him.
Sit.
Come to like behind that crack and like turn around and look at him. And then tell him to change his position.
Down. Sit.
And then fall to your side.
Yep.
Oh. That's good. Kneel back down towards the back.
Yep.
Go back into the house.
Max, in your cage. Good boy.
And then go tell him to go to his place.
Place. Good boy.
Okay, come on in. Sit behind him now.